Hey guys, it's M, and it's time for our weekly Soten no Ken catch up. So, I read chapters 60 to 90, and it's funny how literally everything that I was happy for last week immediately got ruined. It's insane how bad everything went, and I'm trying to think of where to start. Taeyun, his fight started getting dragged, which is funny, because the pacing last week from the chapters before was really good. It felt like we were moving forward and they weren't wasting too much time. With this chunk of chapters, right before they're about to fight Taeyun, they just talk about things again, and I'm like, oh no, I'm back at the first 20. And then Taeyun turns a dude gay. That happened. They also say the F word, and not the FU one, and that was pretty crazy. The Taeyun fight is one of the things I was the most excited for, because I'm like, this dude sucks, he's a proper villain. After all the bad things he's done, he's probably mind controlling women, because when they introduced him, he mind controlled someone, and I'm like, not a good start. He's known as the wife stealer. He blew up Guys' sister. I'm like, oh man, they're gonna give this guy what's coming to him. So when they finally beat him, they gave him a redemption, and they let him leave. This is probably the worst, most undeserved, most random character redemption I've ever read. I don't know how to explain it. The second they beat him, he's like, I've learned the error of my ways. And then Guys goes like, we can't kill him because he could be helpful. I'm like, Guys, he literally blew up your sister. Like, probably not even a week ago. And he told Yuling, Ken's girlfriend, he said, I'm gonna take her, I've dreamed of smashing her, and all of this, and Ken heard all this. And then we just spared him. It's not even just the redemption, which was awful. It's the fact that they give him a redemption, and then he just fucking leaves. He just disappears from the story. I haven't seen him again. After that fight ended, they were like, oh, you're good, and then he like despawns. I'm like, oh god. They made a villain that I actually disliked because I thought he was smart and he was taking things differently. But anyway, let's talk about Pan Yuling. Last time, if you remember, I was like, wow, she's such an interesting character. I can't wait to see how they give her memories back, and it is the most painful shit I've ever read. It was so bad. It wasn't as bad as Rin getting her memories back. The thing with Pan's memory loss is when they're trying to give it back to her, they're like, oh, we can't say anything to remind her. Why? We don't want to fill the void in her heart. I'm like, what kind of fucking Kingdom Hearts dialogue is this? So they spend a good chunk of the next chapters trying to give her memory back without telling her things, and it's super weird to read. Like, she literally finds a picture of Ken and her together, and she's like, oh, we must have been close, and you would think this would be the optimal time to tell her that you two were married and you knew each other. And Ken goes like, no, I can't tell her. I'm gonna just say I don't know her. Even though she obviously knows that they know each other. He's like, no, I can't say that. At this point, just say it. And there wasn't a reason they couldn't tell her. There was a reason Ken couldn't pressure point her memories back. But there was not a reason he couldn't just say it. So you're sitting there for like 30 chapters waiting for her to get her memories back. And everyone's playing the tiptoe game, which has no reason to be played. Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. The worst part is really the fact that the Taeyun thing happens, and then this happens. It was like 2 back-to-back L's in storytelling, and I hated it. And then after all of that, they focus on Taeyun's brother again, who is just a big dude, who is not interesting at all. And I have no interest in seeing him being the villain. So it's like a 3-piece fuck-up. Everyone keeps saying, it gets good when Zong shows up. I'm trying to hold faith. I really am. I'm not gonna drop the book because at this point we're invested. It's rough. It is so rough right now. The entire start of this book feels so painful. I can get why people don't like it. What was the joke I said in the first week? It takes 100 chapters to get good. That's really what it's feeling like. Like, I really did enjoy the early Taeyun parts, and then they ruined it. The things they had going, they ruined it entirely in the next set of chapters. It was incredible to see something nosedive so fast back into mediocrity. It was wild. I really don't know what else to say. I guess I'm gonna wrap up this update here. Hopefully I'll have better news next time. I really hope I do. So with that, I've been M, and I am out.